Kyrie Irving requested a trade. Does that make him a bad best friend to Kevin Durant? All right, so if you keep up with the NBA, that's one of the things I do. I get a chance to Google the NBA on a regular to figure out just what's happening with the NBA. And Kyrie Irving requesting a trade. Sometimes I hear the news about these trade requests, and I don't even give a lot of credit to them. But this one seemed to be verified. At least it had a few people tracking on it. So anyway, I think a few things off the cuff is Kyrie Irving's trade request a bad friend move? Is it problematic in his relationship with Kevin Durant? We saw this clip a few days ago. I'll put that here on the screen for us. And here's Kyrie a few days ago after he did his thing.
Talking to KD, he goes, I love watching Kyrie do what he do.
Yeah, nah, that's just enough respect for the brotherhood. And, it's my best friend right there.
Talking to KD.
So he said it. That's his best friend right there. Kevin Durant is the best friend. So the question becomes, is a necessary affiliation required from your best friends? You know, we pull back the layer. We will look at what Kendrick Perkins. A lot of times he's had a few L takes, but let's pull up what Kendrick Perkins said as well. He had a clip over on ESPN. We'll let that play. We'll let that ride out.
Where's the loyalty, right?
Oh man, where's the loyalty? Kendrick Perkins talking to Kyrie.
If that's your best friend, I don't want that. Give me an enemy. Right? If that's your best friend, I don't want that. Give me an enemy.
Give me an enemy.
Loyalty. Right? If that's your best friend, I don't want that. Give me an enemy.
So that's fighting words in Kendrick Perkins' world. Those are fighting words for Kyrie to request a trade from the Brooklyn Nets. Again, what's your perspective? What do you think? Is that an L move as a friend? Again, you're on the same team, in the same city, on the same court with your best friend, and Kyrie made the trade request. Now, if you pull back some of the timeline, we see that we do know that back in August, I guess reportedly at least, Kevin Durant made a trade request. And some people speculated that he did that in favor of Kyrie, in the idea of trying to position himself as leverage to get Kyrie the contract offer, which did not come. But anyway, one of the questions that comes up, at least in Twitter land, is Kyrie rejoining LeBron? Is Kyrie rejoining LeBron? Is he going to the Lakers? Or will the Nets just bench him for the rest of the season? Also a possibility. I think that element of knowing what a player wants, and then sometimes the ownership doesn't really want to put him in the ideal situation. I think we saw that with Kawhi with the Spurs a few years back. He was somebody who wanted to go to LA, which he ended up being there, but they sent him to Toronto instead of where he wanted to be. The irony, of course, is that he won the championship over there with the Raptors. But I'm saying all this, we talk about Kyrie to bring it into the context of friendship and brotherhood. Naturally, what I do is I get a chance to bring in some of the scriptures to apply to some of these situations. And I want to look at those passages because I think the Proverbs give us some perspective on how to look at the brotherhood, friendship, and And so we'll read a few of those together here. All right, let's go to Proverbs chapter 17. Proverbs chapter 17, and we're going to look at verse 17 here. It says, a friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for a time of adversity. In chapter 18, this is the one right here. So again, let me make sure we unpack 17 verse before we move on. 17. We just read that. So a friend loves at all times. That means again, you can love somebody without being on the same team. And then we see that LeBron left D Wade and in Bosh in Miami when he went back to Cleveland to win the championship back there after the 4 years in Miami. They seem to still have this incredible brotherhood. They did not need to stay on the same team to have that strong brotherhood. So a friend loves at all times. That's what a friend is supposed to do, love at all times. Number one. Number two, and a brother is born for adversity, to be there during the difficulty. But does it mean they got to be there on an ongoing basis, at the same job, on the same team, or even in the same church? Even that becomes relevant. Is the friendship based on just because we go to the same church? What if two individuals, again, there's so many people that are close that go to different churches, and that goes back in history. Let's look at the next chapter over in chapter 18 of the book of Proverbs. It gives us another perspective about friendship. Verse 24 tells us, one who has unreliable friends soon comes to ruin. But there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. There is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. So when I read that passage and I grasp what it means, is this concept of transcendent friendship, that idea that typically when you think about two people being close, you think about that brotherhood that they share. And I have incredible brothers, and I have friends who stick just as close and closer than brothers from an average person's perspective. But when I think about a friend that doesn't keep the limiting label of just a friend, but it's even closer than a brother, a transcendent friendship. So what I've seen is friends, again, the bond of brotherhood that Kyrie has with KD doesn't have to change just because he goes to somewhere else. And the NBA talks about it all the time, that it's a business. And I think there's a preference. I think I have a preference. Many of the people around me have the preference. If we can do things with those we love and those we like, the friends around us, we'd rather work with the people that we know, that we like, that we trust, that we have this bonding connection. And we also know that there's sometimes when it's best to move on. We saw it last year in the All-Star game when James Harden had requested a trade from the Nets, and when he requested that trade, he went to the Sixers, and then KD and LeBron were captains, and it did have an impact, at least for KD. Like at least in their friendship, in whatever they had, KD refused to pick him on the team, even when it was between him and Gobert. So it does at least mattered historically with KD. So anyway, my question to you is this going to have an impact on Kyrie and KD's bond? And also the question is, as the All-Star game is around the corner, a few weeks away, who is LeBron picking first in the All-Star game? And then the other question that people began discussing on Twitter was, is KD even gonna be staying with the Nets? I know that some of the Suns fans were already posting that he's gonna be a member of the Suns very soon. But that remains to be seen. So anyway, I figured we hop on real quick. We get some quick comments on the Kyrie situation. Let me know what you think in the comments. We talked about friendship, and there is a friend that sticks closer than a brother, and you do not have to be in the same church, team, organization to maintain a bond of brotherhood that lasts and that is meaningful. So anyway, it's the big stuff I have for today. We'll see you on the next video. Peace.